And I just want to take a moment, like if there really are people who are listening to this and they feel that weight,
there's at least 4. I mean,
they feel this weight of I'm not doing enough. And then questioning of their faith, questioning of their circumstances, and trying to figure out where's my faith really lie in all of this. For some reason, even something we were just talking about at the very beginning with why we're doing podcasts, is I think sometimes our faith is often falls into the realm of comparison. So we compare the status of my faith to other people's faith, or we compare it in the status of what we see as far as physical manifestations of what we think our life should be, or we're casting out demons or saying prophetic words or whatever it is. Like there must be something else I have to do for my relationship with the Lord to be good. And one thing that I found is that I also need to discover what it means for him to be the Lord of my life as me, and finding that life and freedom in my own relationship with the Lord in my relationship with the Lord. Because I get frustrated and say, why isn't everyone else preaching messages?
Yep.
Because not everyone else is supposed to be preaching messages, right? Or, well, why can't I do the things that person does? Well, because that's not, God's calling them to do this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you're saying, if my body is a representation of Christ and every single part has a piece to play and all that, I think too often we live our faith life in comparison. We do it in everything else. Social media has amplified that difficulty for all of us, right? But we live this comparison life so often, and that brings itself into the faith world. Yep. To where a stay-at-home mom might feel like her faith isn't that great because, well, what am I doing? I'm just staying at home with my kids. Yeah, but your story is actually pretty divine. Yep. It's actually pretty spiritual. Or the business owner who is not working in the church, has leadership skills, but they're out in the marketplace. They're in a CEO of a business that has got 1,000 employees. Well, maybe I should be running a church. No, you shouldn't. Probably. You should probably be doing exactly what you're doing because your story is pretty divine. I think too often some of our anxiety comes from this sense of how does my spiritual life compare to someone else? Why am I not doing what they're doing, or why aren't they doing what I'm doing? And the lordship aspect is not, I don't decide to make Jesus the Lord of my life to look like Joe Rogowski. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I decide to make Jesus the Lord of my life to be the Lord of Jon Reiner. Yep. As Jon Reiner, what God has called me to do. And I'm not, how can Christ look at me and say, oh, I knew you when I was never me with him? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be me with him. Mm-hmm. So sometimes a lot of it too is just get rid of that.
Yep.
Cut off all those weights, cut off all of that pressure, that comparison, go back to the beginning. Did I say yes to Christ as me? Me, I'm in.
Yep.
Not my parents, my church, my youth pastor, my this, my that. Am I in? Because if I'm in, okay, God, what are you calling me to do as Jon Reiner? Are you calling me to do a podcast? Are you calling me to work at church? Are you calling me to leave the church world? Are you calling me to do this? Are you calling me to do that? Whatever it is that you're calling me to do, I have to you're the Lord of me, not you're the Lord of point the finger at someone else. Mm-hmm. We can't do that. Well, they're not really following the Lord's leadership because I know what they should be doing if they were. No. Stick to your own business. What is God calling me to do? Go back to that beginning. And that's where I find me being refreshed by the idea of Lord. It's not a negative thing in my life. It's actually a positive thing.
Yes.
You know me and I am known by you. You actually know beyond my insecurities. You know beyond the things that I don't want other people to know about me. You know my weaknesses and my strengths, and you have a plan to work that out. I say yes to that. Mm-hmm. Now, all of a sudden, it's exciting. Yep. It's not this guilt trip. It's not this, I'm not doing enough. It's, I am known by you, and you are pulling me forward down this path of what it means to follow you. Oh my gosh, now I found life.
Yep.
Now I actually found direction because it's me. It's not me trying to be someone else. It's me. Yep. And you can be the Lord of me. That to me, that's life.
Amen to that, brother.